What's up, DC Nation? We're back to another video, and guys, like the video, give a big thumbs up and YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. It's great DC content every day that I don't want to miss. Now, guys, I'm going to explain Dark Knight's Metal number 3 and reviewing it. But guys, give you a quick recap. It's going to be a quick one this time. So pretty much Batman has been going on a journey to get artifacts, different stuff, and he's been unlocking pretty much the Barbados, the big villain of the story, and the evil Batman in the Dark Multiverse into the DC Universe. So he's been exposed to different metals. There's 5 of them: Electrum, Dionysium, Promethium, Nithmel, and finally Batmanium. And overall, with him being exposed to this, he has become like a gateway so that he can be replaced with Barbados. So he's been transported to the Dark Multiverse. He's gone, and in his place is Barbados and the evil Batman, and Superman and Wonder Woman have been drained of their life force, and all the other heroes have to deal with the fallout. Now, pretty much, this has been Batman's fault. He's been keeping secrets. He's been going against the heroes. The heroes have been pretty much going after him, trying to stop him, and he's just been buying time to make this happen, figure this out. But in doing so, he has caused Barbados to be released, and that's bad. Like, that's really bad. But with all this setup out of the way, now we're getting to the good stuff. We're getting to the action part of the issue, the dark stuff, the crazy stuff that Scott Snyder is known for. And one other thing that happened was, well, actually 2 other things, is that pretty much Dreaming the Endless, he actually came into the story. So he came in and told Batman, you're going to need some help, the nightmares are just beginning, and that was it. So he's going to be coming back into play soon, but it was more just introducing his character into the DC Universe. And then one last thing before we dive into the issue, Barbados, his whole plan is to engulf the DC Universe with the Dark Multiverse, in a way, destroy it. But this plan was pretty much created when we saw Batman at the beginning of time. Way back in Final Crisis, when Batman pretty much was transported back to the past when he fought against Darkseid. Darkseid shot him with his Omega Beams, and Batman went back to the past. Pretty much Barbados saw him and was like, oh, there's a possible now universe. I'm going to engulf that with my Dark Multiverse. And that started out his plans. The Core of Owls carried out those plans, and now they're finally going at it. Like, the Dark Multiverse is in the DC Universe, and the heroes have to stop it. Alright guys, with that recap out of the way, let's get to Dark Knight's Metal number 3. So guys, in Dark Knight's Metal number 3, we get another dope cover. It's shining again, and we see Barbados, and he's just all powerful. We see Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, all the Justice League in ruins. Like, they're just on the floor in like these ruins of rocks and stuff, and they're pretty much defeated. And in the background, we see the city, and it's pretty much just telling us that the Dark Multiverse is taking over. So guys, going into this issue, it starts out kind of nice. We see in Smallville, Kansas, we see Damian and John pretty much putting up a concert for Lois, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman. They're pretty much just playing guitar, and it's a nice rhythm, right? But then Superman notices something, and Bruce starts bleeding. He starts having a bat symbol and bleeds out of his chest, and Barbados comes out. He just brings a stabs through Bruce. Bruce is destroyed to pieces, and Barbados pretty much replaced him. And Damian and John, like, Damian's like, Father, what happened? And Superman's shocked by this. Wonder Woman jumps at Lois to save her, and Superman's like, we beat you. Pretty much this is set after they beat Barbados, presumably. That's what Superman thought. He's like, we beat you, and Barbados is like, you never beat me. I just made this a ruse to make you think that you beat me. And he's like, all roads lead to darkness. So what you also saw with pretty much with how Damian and John were playing was it spelled out Carpe Diem. So that'll come into play soon, guys. So think about that. Remember Carpe Diem. So then we see the evil Batman, they're all together, it's all flames, it's like scary, right? And they're riding toward Superman. Superman's held by Barbados, and Barbados just starts draining the life force out of him and killing him. And that's when we shift to the real world, and Superman wakes up. And Wonder Woman's like, wake up, Superman. And she's like, what'd you see? And Superman's like, I was going through all these nightmares, seeing different versions of me dying. It was like I was teaming up with like the villains. I was teaming up with like Orion, Mr. Miracle to fight off Barbados. And each time I lost, every time I thought I won, I actually lost, and Barbados would come back and kill me. So Superman's pretty afraid of this, but he's like, hey, now that we're awake, let's actually bring this to an end. So you guys, then Superman and Wonder Woman are like, okay, we have to stop this. So they go on a journey and they start flying, right? And it's been 7 days since pretty much Barbados arrived in the DC universe. So 7 days since the last issue. And we see them flying through, and we see all these people like evil Doomsdays. They've been pretty much turned from humans into evil Doomsdays by the Devastator, one, the evil Batman. And then Superman asks Wonder Woman, hey, where's John and Lois? And Wonder Woman's like, Lois has been turned into an evil Doomsday, and John is nowhere to be found. And Superman's like, where is Barbados? He's mad and emotional. And Woman's like, he's in Gotham City, but you don't understand. And that's when Superman just flies at light speed over to Gotham City to fight off Barbados, and he sees pretty much all these people like almost pretty much dead in a way, and we see Barbados, he's all powerful and with evil Joker dragons flying around him. Like, that's a dope shot, guys. Evil Joker dragons, like, come on. And then we see Superman, he starts flying toward Barbados, and then he's attacked by the Devastator, pretty much the Batman who became an evil Doomsday type, and he's pretty much just like wrecking everything. And he fights off against Superman. Superman is just punched really hard. And Superman has like a rock on symbol right there, which I think that's just Scott Snyder just putting that in there just to be put in there because he likes rock and roll. But still, that's cool. And then we see obviously the big double page spread, metal, and it's written by Scott Snyder and drawn by Greg Capullo. And then next, Superman gets punched very hard by the Devastator and gets pushed, like pretty much pushed ways away, and he gets hit in the snow, and this turns out to be Crime Valley, where pretty much Batman's parents died. And that's when Batman who last walks out, he's like, oh, I remember this place, my parents died, this, that. He explains his origin story, and then he says, I'm over it. So he doesn't care about that, he's full evil, guys. And he has his evil Robins, and then you see all the evil Batman surround Superman, and they start just punching, beating the crap out of him, like they're pretty much in a way killing him. And that's when Flash comes out of nowhere, grabs Superman, and whooshes away. It's like this portal created by Dr. Fate, and they get away. Like, Superman's like, where are we going? What's going on, Flash? And that's when they show up to the Oblivion Bar. Now guys, the Oblivion Bar was one of DC's more obscure characters. The Nightmaster pretty much saw this place, and this is pretty much like a last-ditch effort. If everywhere else is pretty much dark and everything's going bad, you go to the Oblivion Bar and plan out things. And this is where all the heroes are. And Superman talks to them, and he sees Concha Saunders, he sees Green Lantern, Flash, Aquaman, Wonder Woman there, and they tell him, hey, we've been saving different people, bringing them here, and the Dark Knights and Barbados haven't noticed. But now that we have saved you mid-fight, like, he was fighting out the evil Batman, and when Flash got him, they pretty much noticed, and they saw them go to the Oblivion Bar. So the heroes were like, we only have a couple minutes. The evil Batman will be here soon, and we need to get out of here, so we gotta make a plan. And that's when Nightwing explains, he explains what happened in the past 7 days. He's like, we lost, the Barbados took over, and pretty much there's like a bunch of robotic Batman, pretty much Batman the Merciless, it was like a cyborg Batman, came in, made these robotic Batman, and he's killing people in Detroit. And then we have in Central City, the Red Death, the Batman who pretty much stole Flash's powers and became evil. He's like infecting people with the Speed Force and killing them. And then we have like the Devastator Batman infecting people with like Doomsday Toxin. They're coming like big Doomsday type people. So everything's going bad, guys. People are not doing well, people are dying. And Superman's like, how are we gonna stop this? And Nightwing tells me, he's like, well, we have to plan out something. And Green Arrow comes, he's like, hey, when I teamed up with Damian, Nightwing, and that's like a separate story, Gotham Resistance, which I'll cover in another video down the line, but it's just like an interlude story. But they say in their adventures, going after these evil Batman, they discovered that Nithmel actually hurts these evil Batman. Different metals like Promethium, Electrum, Dionysium, all these metals that Batman was exposed to actually hurts these evil Batman in Barbados. So Green Arrow says this is our secret weapon against them. And Green Arrow's like, we have to get this to him and defeat him soon. Now Dr. Fate, Mr. Terrific, Steel, all these old characters are gathering together to plan out pretty much an attack. And that's when Green Lantern, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman are like, okay, so we have to find all these different metals throughout the DC universe, throughout like the cosmos. And Wonder Woman actually references the Rock of Eternity, which is actually where Shazam is. Throughout the story, we don't know where Shazam is. We're like, where is Shazam? And when they referenced this is really cool. I was like, oh, Shazam's gonna come into the story. So their whole plan is to go to different parts of the DC universe, get these metals, come together, and then fight off Barbados. In order to carry out this plan, they need 4 people who have had connection with these metals. So Dr. Fate, Steel, Plastic Man, but they need one more, and Nightwing's like, we can't carry out the plan then. And David Wayne's like, don't give up, we have to do this. And that's when Deathstroke, well actually before Deathstroke comes, an evil Robin comes out of nowhere, and Deathstroke throws like a sword, kills this Robin. So that means the evil Batman and the evil Batman are coming soon, so they gotta hurry up. And that's when Deathstroke's like, hey, I'll do the job. And it turns out his armor is made out of promethium, so this makes Deathstroke really powerful. Like, his armor is pretty good, it protects him, and he'll be the one to join the fight. And then Bobo comes out of nowhere, he's like, okay, this is our last call, we have to do this, and Wonder Woman's like, we're out of time, they're here. And that's when Superman, all of them team up to go with Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate pretty much transports them to different parts, and they all go on their separate journey. Now, as they go, the Nightmaster is left there, and a couple of heroes are left, and a bunch of them start leaving, and the Nightmaster's like, oh, I can pretty much fight him off, it's fine. And the evil Batman shows up and starts releasing the evil Robin up against the Nightmaster. Now guys, then we see pretty much Wonder Woman, Dr. Fate, and Contra Saunders. They go to the sands of Violia, which I think I'm pronounced that right, but that's more in like Egyptian territory, to go after the entrance to the Rock of Eternity. Now then we see Space Sector 2682, the Polaris system. We see Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, and the Plastic Egg, which is Plastic Man. And then we see Aquaman and Deathstroke going in the Mariah Trench, which is down in like Atlantis. And then we see pretty much the Fortune of Solitude. Superman wants to do one more thing, because he remembers when he was at the beginning of this comic, remember Carpe Diem, when in his nightmare, pretty much Batman was saying Carpe Diem when Robin and John was playing the guitar. He was pretty much spelling that out. And Superman thinks that means come help and come rescue me. So Superman's like, before we go on this journey, when all these people are trying to get these different medals, I need to save Batman so we can come together and beat Barbados. And Flash and Steel are like, okay, so they make it to the Fortune of Solitude, which is where the Cosmic Tuning Fork is. Guys, the Cosmic Tuning Fork for the Crisis on Infinite Earths, Infinite Crisis, it's a big thing. So, pretty much they use the Phantom Zone, which Superman thinks is like a bridge between their world and the Dark Multiverse. So it's not just like, it's kind of like a room, but it's not like an endless void. But they use that, and Superman's like, if I pretty much run with the Flash around the Cosmic Tuning Fork, go through the Phantom Zone, and then make it to the Dark Multiverse, I can save Batman. They use Steel as like an antenna to pretty much guide them through like the Phantom Zone. Superman and Flash start racing around the Cosmic Tuning Fork, like it's pretty dope, guys. They start racing, and finally, Flash like pushes Superman through, and he gets to the Phantom Zone and into the Dark Multiverse. Now, before we get to the final part of this comic, we go back to the Oblivion Bar, and it's pretty much destroyed, guys. We see Batman Flash just like drinking beer, and with the evil Batman around them, and we see the Nightmaster. He has pretty much a sword through his head, he's dead, and guys, this is big, because the Nightmaster was the protector of Mira, which he protected from zombies, different things, kept in order. So after this storyline, it goes into the Justice League Dark series. And to explain it really quickly, after that, Bobo has to become the new Nightmaster, has to protect this, but he fails. And Mira is pretty much engulfed with zombies, and it doesn't go well, and the Justice League Dark has to come back and save it. Having the Nightmaster be killed starts up like a whole chain of events that causes Mira to be in trouble. So Batman Blast, he doesn't notice this, he's just like, oh, I just killed Nightmaster, and I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we'll go back to hunting down the heroes. Now, we see Superman, he makes it to the Dark Multiverse, and he thinks that, oh, I can save Batman, but it turns out it's a trap. So he sees this whole building of people just plugged in, and they're having their life force drained of them, because they're pretty much going through their nightmares every day. That sucks. But they see Superman then gets attacked by evil Superman in this Dark Multiverse, and he's chained up to this building. And Batman's like, I warned you, when I had you in that nightmare, Carpe Diem actually mean like, it wasn't like CD, which is like Clark and Dinah, which pretty much back in Superman the Trinity comics, in like before the New 52 and the new one, the Trinity comic and Rebirth, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman had like this code. So if Batman wanted to be saved, he'd pretty much say CD, which means like Clark and Dinah, so that means come rescue me, and it was pretty much like vice versa with the other three. But what he was actually trying to say is DC, which means don't come here, don't come to the Dark Multiverse. And Superman fell into the trap, and he's plugged into this building, and they start draining the life force out of him, and this is the last thing that Barbados need to gain energy to take over the DC Universe. So all is lost, guys. It's big stuff happening. Superman's plugged in, Batman's there, so the two biggest heroes in the DC Universe are hopeless and can't do anything. And that's how the issue ends. So pretty big stuff, guys, and this was issue number 3, and the story actually continues in Batman Lost. We found out what was happening to Batman while he was stuck in this building and stuck in the Dark Multiverse, and how he's been going through different nightmares. And that's what Superman's doing too now. He's going through nightmares again, and he's powering Barbados' force, and pretty much Barbados is going to use his power to take over the DC Universe. So, pretty awesome issue, awesome art, and with this explained part of the video down, let's get to my review of Dark Knight's Mail number 3. So guys, this issue was pretty good. It wasn't the best. It was cool seeing all these heroes pretty much hopeless fight off against the evil Batman. Batman Lost was awesome. All sorts of the evil Batman were really cool. And then Barbados was great, like the evil Joker dragons, that was dope. Greg Capullo's art was just killing it. Like, Greg Capullo kills throughout this series. Like, he does such a great job. It shows how crazy Scott Snyder's writing is, and it gets me excited for Death Mail coming in a couple months. So yeah, guys, pretty much here, and seeing like Batman, he's plugged in, Superman's plugged in now, and then seeing Dr. Fate, Mr. Terrific, Flash, Green Lantern, all of these heroes here, which is really cool. It's bringing back a bunch of the heroes before New 52, and that's really cool. And seeing Scott Snyder bring his whole run together back from like the beginning of the Batman run, it just shows how cohesive he is and how he remembers what he does. And just seeing how like this issue comes together with like the intro of the issue with like them, Superman, like he beat Barbados, and with Damian and John putting like a concert to them, and then it like comes together at the end that, oh, it was a trap. Superman thought, oh, I have to save Batman. Well, it turns out Batman was like, don't come to the Dark Multiverse. That was really cool. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much for a review. I'm overall going to give this issue an 8.8 out of 10. It was better than issue number 1, but not as good as issue number 2. And yeah, guys, we're done with issue number 3 now, and we're going to dive into Batman Lost number 1, and then we'll come back to this series in issue number 4. So yeah, guys, with that out of the way, let's get to Batman Lost number 1.